January, sick and tired, you've been hanging on me. You make me sad with your eyes, you're telling me lies. Oh, to be back on the bike. Let's go and see what those fields have been up to. Woohoo! So it's January, and this is my first ride out this year, and for about 5 weeks. But that doesn't mean nothing's been happening. Dr. J and I did fit a Tec Bike Parts Sump guard, which did not go as easily as is suggested in their video, mainly due to a bottom bolt, but it's on. I didn't fancy the Royal Enfield one because you have to take the exhaust headers off, and I really didn't want to go to the trouble of doing that. The Tec one just goes on without removing anything, in theory. We got stuck on one bolt. Once we'd done that, it's all gone on. I'm never going to take this bike off-road. It's not for off-road use. The engine on this bike's too heavy in my opinion. I doubt even the Bear would be very good off-road. Not tried it, but just my guess, due to the sheer weight of the engine, so heavy. If you want to go off-road, get a 690 Enduro R. Ask me how I know. Anyway, we fitted it, and the idea is hopefully it'll keep all the crud that particularly gets thrown up by where the oil filter is. It does have a fender extender on this bike from stock, but I noticed that just where the oil filter is, sort of to the top of the oil filter, it does throw a stream of salty, muddy water. Now hopefully it will throw that up the front of the sump guard. So less a sump guard, more a belly pan, but a bit of a pain. This is how we fixed it. Not a how to, just a what happened. Konnichiwa, Codger Biker here, and I've got this thing. Now it's very difficult to get hold of because it always seems to be on back order, but eventually I did get one. Tec Bike Parts Sump guard. So in the box there were 2 packages. Note to self, speed this up, nobody wants to watch an unboxing of that. One with the sump guard itself, one with the extra bracketry. So I'll open it up, we'll have a look inside. There's the sump guard. It's not really to protect it for off-road riding, it's just to keep the dirt and the grit, the salt off the road that we get in England. Plus there's a lot of potholes, you get a lot of dirt thrown up onto the oil filter. You still will get some through there, it's got holes in. But this bit here, which is where most of the dirt seems to get thrown onto the oil filter, will at least hopefully be blocked. Quite light, strong aluminium I believe. So you've got 2 fixings there, 2 fixings there, and they are attached to some brackets. Now fitting the brackets on is the only tricky part of this. You don't have to take anything off the bike, which is why I chose it. Two bars. Okay. Right, well that's foxed me. Oh, that one goes at the front, I know that. This one goes at the back. You would think they'd put the nuts and bolts for that P-clip goes at the back, so you would think, wouldn't you, that all of that would be for the back. But nothing's ever that obvious, is it? So here is this special threaded bolt which holds this on. Goes on there underneath, probably that way around. Actually, probably that way around. Anyway, that appears to be, rather weirdly, a 16. And I think it's fine thread. So that's one to keep on its own. So there's a big washer there. So my guess is big washer, big nut goes together. The rest of them I'll figure out. There's also one Phillips type, posi drive type nut, which has which has a nut, and there's a little washer there. Given that that's in there, I would imagine that goes with that. So As far as I can see, the tools required for this job are a Phillips or podgy drive screwdriver, a 5mm Allen key, a 16mm spanner, a 14mm spanner, a 13mm spanner and a 10mm spanner. I'm using spanners because sockets won't fit in between. Sometimes you're going to have to get into this space and there's no way you're going to get a socket in there. So it's a spanner job. Okay, having watched this video many times, it's still not clear to me, but I think I'm getting there. The Allen type bolts are to hold the plate on with a washer, although he calls them nuts and you can't see it, but there are 4 of them, so presumably, and they are different sizes, so it's not obvious which is the front one and which is the back one. Just seem to have too many nuts and bolts. Alright, having too many is better than not enough, but it seems a bit odd. You don't need a nut and bolt in here because it's captive. Okay, so before I do anything else with this, I'm going to wash under the bike and wipe it down with some ACF 50 because the sump guard's going to be covering the guard, the bottom of the engine for a long time. Still bound to be some dirt get through those holes. So clean it up, ACF 50 underneath in preparation. So there's the assembly at the front. Rather, sorry, long bolts are through there, slightly shorter bolts through there. They will screw into that. They will screw into that. There's captive nuts on here. Then you've got a washer and an Allen bolt to hold the front on, which goes through there. So I think that's correct. Certainly matches his video. On the back, you've got a P-clamp on one side with a nut and bolt to hold it on. And you've got the odd sized 16mm, in my case, washer and nut to hold this on. Then underneath, you've got 2 longer Allen bolts, 4 washers and 2 nylon insert nuts. I'm going to put some thread lock on this because I don't want that coming undone because you can't reach that once it's on. Which leaves me with these. After an hour watching the video, going through the parts, I've got some extra bike parts left over, which I think are spares. One extra part he doesn't mention, but I think I've sussed it. So, fingers crossed. By the way, this is not a how-to, it's just a what happened, as always. Don't follow me, follow the Tec Bike Parts video, if you can. Good morning. Are you here to help or hinder?
Just to sort of, you know, put my feet in it, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard it there. He's admitted it. Right, come on. So, first of all, we need to attach this bracket, which needs these special nut, washer, and this, what's he call that? P-clamp.
This is a P-clamp, yeah.
And he has it that way, doesn't he, with the flat at the bottom pointing out.
So which way does this go?
That goes that way, like that, hanging down, with that holding it on.
But I mean, is that this way, or is the P-clamp that way?
No, it goes that way. The P-clamp's on this end.
On that end, yeah.
Yeah, it won't go on that.
Yeah.
That fits on the existing bolt. So if you want to just, yeah. Okay, time to fess up. Much time has passed. Despite the fact the video shows this clip going on dead easy, it will not fit on my bike. Maybe the headers are thicker than the ones on his bike, so I've had to improvise and put the bolt the other way around so it drops down with a lock nut, and now I've managed to do it. That's taken how long, John?
About an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Or an hour and a quarter, certainly.
So getting back onto it, we now have to tighten this up. Of course, he shows that easily getting a spanner on it, I can't get one on it. Oh yeah. Plastic that you never see again, or you have to take the bike apart to get at them. Well, you know that. That's tight. That's tight, and it's Loctited. Oh, right. That's square.
That's pretty damn solid, that.
Okay, so now I've had to replace the bolt that was supplied and the spacer because it would not fit, would it?
No.
My headers must be different to the ones that
No
Tec Bike Parts got on his bike, which are probably aftermarket ones. There just wasn't enough space, but if I do it like this, still got the lock nut on it, still got the washer, but I've changed my bolt to a 10mm shorter bolt and threaded it through from the top. It won't fit on my bike, maybe it's because it's a Euro 5 bike, I don't know, but it is now gone.
See, when it's in that position, it should have worked the other way as well.
Well, it does. But you can't get. Yeah,
No,
if I could have got the bolt far enough down.
Yeah,
but,
that was the thing.
yeah. So, offer that through there. Washer. Again, it's they're all nylon inserts, which is great, but it just makes them very difficult to work with, doesn't it? Oh, come on. It's so awkward. Right, so that's on loosely, as described. Looks like it'll fit nicely. Right, so moving on to this part. I've pre-assembled it. Now he claims that these rubbers stop it from marking the frame, but there's no rubber inside that. So, just saying, you know, if you really, you know, you
put rubber
on both, but there isn't. So, one inside there. Well, they're not a problem apart from they fall down.
Yeah.
But they're gone. Can't see. Doesn't help because you keep dazzling with the bleeding torch. It would be easier if you actually could come around the other side and hold it.
Yeah. I'll just put the...
And you won't need the torch. You can do the camera, but just put one hand on it. If you can get up. Can you get up? Can you get up off the floor? Ah, God!
Jesus, wet, honestly.
I'd suggest being 20 years younger to do this job. Look at me dice. Look at me lucky dice. The nuts fell out now.
Okay.
Bolts.
So what do you want me to hold here?
Hang on, let me just get in. Let's go out into this. I need you to hold the end of that.
The end of what?
The end of the bracket.
This bracket?
Yeah, just lift it up. That's it. Up. Keep going.
It's jammed on something.
It's just not lined up. It's actually pulled the hole too far. But we can't go any higher than that, can we?
Well, we can move up a bit if you like.
That's it. No, it's done it. I've done it. But it can't fall off.
Yeah, that would be joy, that would be.
Hey! Did you video any of that? No, you video on the floor.
Yeah, I know that. Well, I've got all my hands tightened up.
Oh, come on, get the video on that now. Right, so how hard was that?
Oh, hang on.
So we've got the front clamp in. How hard was that?
That was a pain in the bum as well.
Right, so now we offer it up into position. That looks about right, actually, doesn't it? A 13mm spanner on there. Now the problem is, it's a good thing that they've got lock nuts on, but it's going to make it more difficult to tighten up, isn't it? No, more time consuming. Oh, and of course that doesn't fit. Oh, it does. Okay.
Have you got might be easier than ratchet and
I know, I haven't got one.
Oh, you haven't got one.
Just about get on it. It is doable, but you've got to be careful of the oil pipes. You just sort of angle it out, you know, as you go back.
The whole thing will be a bit springy. See, I wouldn't overdo it.
No, that's starting to feel it now. Yeah. I can feel, you know, the torque compared to the other side. That's it. Now it's tight. It's not tight. It's about 5 newton meters, something like that. That's it, done. Happy with that. What do you think?
I think it looks so fine.
Solid? Think you could pick the bike up with that? I wouldn't want to. It's not for that. Oh, on that easy job, Codge Biker is passing out. Trying to see what this field's up to. Hello, my field. Whoa, your fence is blown down. How you get this sorted? What's the matter with you? Oh, storm Owen. Yeah, it was quite breezy. What you got in there? Cabbages, Brussels sprouts, beetroot. I don't know what it is. Something like that. Greens, anyway. Nice to see it. Yeah, I've been off the road really. It's been too cold, icy, gritters, snow, winds, rain, you name it. I think it's what we used to call winter, but apparently now it is a reason to put out massive alerts for everything. But there you go. I'm out today, just showing the good people of the television my Tec Bike Parts sump guard. Let's have a look at it. There it is, and as you can see, there is a streak of dirt up it, so it's doing its job. You wouldn't think with that being there that it would reach that far, but yep, just to where those bolts are. Now there are holes to let air through to the engine, so if you're turning, I suppose it might throw a little bit in there, but definitely keeping most of the dirt from getting into the engine, which is what you want, particularly as these oil cooler pipes tarnish quite easily. So that's something I always keep my eye on. So quite glad it's on. It was a bit of a nuisance, but it's there. There's all ACF 50 under there and inside it. As you can see, it's smoking. Look. That is your ACF 50 burning off. There's a bit here as well. So that's how that went. Quite good when it's on, does the job. Codge Biker is out. Gonna have a ride around and go back. It's a Saturday afternoon, the traffic's mad, so nice tight turning circle this Enfield. You couldn't turn around. Most of the bikes I've had, you can't turn around in that space. This does manage it. The Norton, no chance.